And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our first qualifying match. Our first qualifying match of the broadcast. Welcome back to the EWC 2025 qualifiers, the Open Qualifiers for the Asia region. And we have our first best of 5 spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ley Lines. We have the Taiwanese Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Offside Esports. It is Rex. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Taiwanese Protoss player, the blue Protoss. It is Lemon. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our best of 5. Oh boy, as I mentioned before, the qualifying matches are upon us, and this is our first, potentially, of many. I did mention that the upper portion of the bracket is a little bit slower when it comes to results, when it comes to progression, so we might be able to cover 2 qualifying matches. That'll be the ideal, to cover 2. Until then, we are settling in. And Rex, he is a bit of a more cheeky player here. Lemon, he has been looking quite strong when it comes to his PvZ. He looked very in form against Moku. He was very aggressive, very assertive. What I will say is that Rex, he's a lot more diverse in his play. Moku was playing very standard. Moku was playing very standard when it came to droning, saturating, getting up to 3 bases, taking up into lurkers. Like, it was a very stock standard play out of Moku. Rex, he's a lot more aggressive. He's a lot more willing to go for earlier timings, for earlier tech choices as well. Not saying that he will 100%, but it's something that he does have in his wheelhouse. And it's what he really thrived in, especially when he was competing in WTL. It's how he was able to cause some big upsets, war with some cheeky builds. For now, though, Hatch Gas Pool. For now, the opener is standard, but we'll keep an eye on Rex. We'll keep an eye on him. Until then, openers are standard. Based on the pylon location, going to be a Stargate opener at 11. We're going to go looking to open up Stargate. So he does move out. Behind this, with this, we should be leading into Oracle play. Technically, a Void Ray is still viable here for Lemon, 100%. You know, it is viable to open up Void Ray to get into a more longer standard game, to try to high tech, I should say, to high tech in a standard game and try to catch his opponent off guard. We'll see if Lemon feels the need to do this against Rex. The other thing I just realized here is that we're also kind of figuring out who is currently the strongest player in all of Taiwan. I gave that title to Lemon earlier. I stand by that. But I also haven't seen these two face off in quite some time. Rex is at least the strongest Zerg player in Taiwan. So we go. Lemon does pull away. Bearing in mind that again, 2 adepts taking 1-shot workers. They do threaten to die, but so far Rex, he does maintain himself. He does run away and he does focus on the first adept. Oh, can he get it? No, barely not. Barely not. Gets a little hold damage on the first adept, but does get away. As target firing out of Rex. As Lemon does threaten another shade, does commit. It does commit in. 1 drone goes down. He gets 1. He gets 2. Gets 3. Gets 3 drone kills. And he gets a 4th drone towards the end. Oracle dives in and does sacrifice a bit of HP, a bit of hull damage. Getting 6 drone kills in total. Very nice damage. 6 workers do go down. As Lemon pulls away. Yeah, strong follow-up here at Lemon. Behind this, third base is getting up and running. Twilight Council's on the way. That should be for a blink. Should be. We'll keep an eye on the gateway count. As Lings, they poke in. Remember the episode went down earlier. They can threaten the dive. They don't quite go for it. Back at home, Lemon, he holds. Oh. As the Oracle does get 2 more drones. This is adding up. It's 8. 8 drones go down in total. Nice damage here by Lemon. Only losing 2 adepts. Likewise, there's that blink follow-up, warping in stalkers. Rex does poke in. Likewise, Forge on the way for +1. And Rex is going for the early Eva Chamber, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, early Eva Chamber, it should be for +1 melee. This does scream a Ling Hydra. There we go, melee's on the way. And he's going to commit into Ling Hydra. As you mentioned earlier, Moku, he was a player that was more willing to go into just faster tech, into Infestation Pit, into Lurker Den. He wasn't too concerned with getting into upgrades early on. This is to have a stronger mid-game from the side of Zerg. To have that Ling support. Meanwhile, Lemon, he's moving out. We have 30 Lings in production for Rex. And again, Rings, they do shut down Stalkers quite well if they don't have any Oracles to worry about. That's where Oracles come into the mix. They do a great job at supporting the army. First Overlord goes down. As we do it in debate. So far, for a second stage does go up. One stage is left. Nice baits here from Rex, at least so far. Oh! Once again, another stage trap. There's still one more remaining. There's so many! Just so many stasis traps. And we have 2 more on the way. Now 1. Ooh, does get triggered. And Rex does bait them all out, but now he's out of links. And now he's out of Zerglings. Lemony can keep pushing. He's going for the base, going for the expansion, going for the 4th. But more links are on the way. Again, Rex, he has been keeping up. No injections. Rex is banking up resources. He's pushing through. Now there's only 1 stasis remaining. Queen goes down. Blinks, they force out a blink. Oh no! Oh, Rexy does chase too far. Does chase, but Rex holds. Rexy does hold on. Behind this, I assumed was going into Hydra Tech, but no, going into Roaches instead. Interesting. Ling into Roaches. No Hydras. I mean, the gas income is limited. There's not much gas to work with. Plus 2 melees on the way. Rex coming in for the surround. Does force out the first blink. I love that Lings, they kept pushing forward. And looking down the Stalkers, he's trying to, but the Oracles, they will defend. Full force to cancel. Nice pick up. Oh, he does beat out a lot of Lings though. Yeah, some rough pathing there from Rex. Bleeds out Lings from here, pulls away. Oh. Rexy pulls back. Let's pull back. Likewise, Storm is done, but we do have the surround set up. Okay, nice positioning here from Rex. He baits out the Storms. Very careful with those Lings, but oh, the Roaches, they do tank a lot of Storms to the face. High Templar, they barely go down, and Rex, he does brute force his way through. Whew. Takes down the High Templar. Very nice engage here. Again, it was so careful with those Zerglings. Meanwhile, the slow lots. Yo, we got the solo run buys. The waddle buys. Does get into the mineral lines. Is going to be cleaned up. It's cleaned up. Rexy moves out. He pulls away. Does pull away, so reinforcing. Rexy's the first to max. And again, Storms are limited. Storms are going to be much more limited here, as he lost all the High Templar earlier. I say that, there's still 4 High Templar, there's still 4 Storms. You can see Rex dive in, he gets 1. Gets 1. Can he get 2? Not quite, does force out an Archon. Good enough. Yeah, and with that, no more Storms. Again, the goal there, that was a hit squad of Roaches for the High Templar. But he doesn't have enough. Doesn't have enough. Stalkers, they break through. And Rex, he's running out of steam. He's running out of steam. Even without Storm, the Stalkers, they do overwhelm. They have +2. They take down the Roaches. GG gets called. Rex, he was all in. He was committed. And he barely didn't have enough. Lemon takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Lemon, he does take a lead in the series. Again, Rex, he was holding his own, but he ran out of steam towards the end. Again, he only had 60 drones. Only 60 workers for Rex. He was completely all in towards the end there. And he just ran out of steam, just barely did not have enough. GG. GG, well played. But a very intense back and forth. Very intense. Again, I loved the army movement out of Rex in the center of the map. He was, I would say, in a way, out-positioning Lemon, but he just didn't have the economy to sustain those losses. Oh, we are getting into the next game. Sorry, I forgot that we're making the... forgot that we're making the lobbies. My apologies. I was engrossed in the game. I was engrossed in the game. But here we go. Game 2 is going to be on Pylon. Whew. Here we go. So we're jumping into game 2. And game 2 is going to be a much more aggressive map here. Welcome to Pylon. Pylon is one of the smaller maps. The map pool is shorter rush distance by ground. Aggression is favored on this map. Aggression is going to be favored. Here we go. Where are you, me, Micah? Ah, feels too soon, Pappy, too soon. Unfortunately, me and Micah, he did silently retire quite some time ago. Every now and then we see, you know, me and Micah or Demi, but not anymore. It's merged. Much love to me and Micah, much love. But here we go, we're getting into game 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon. We have the Taiwanese Zerg player, we have the blue Zerg representing Offside Esports. Down in the series, we'll see if he bounces back, we'll see if he can recover. It is Rex. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Taiwanese Protoss player, the red Protoss leading the series 1-0. It is Lemon. Here we go. Hello. Let's go. So, if you remember at the start of the series, I did bring up that Rex, he does like to do some cheeky builds every now and then, and is willing to be more diverse. This qualifies as that. The vindication, Pappy, as Rex, he was playing relatively standard in the last game. He was forced into an all-in, don't get me wrong, in game 1, but here in game 2, we are rushing into the high-yield gas geyser. Now, because we're prioritizing this gas, this does feel like a roach rush. This feels like a roach-based all-in. Otherwise, why prioritize the gas? We're not really set up here to go into like a fast lair into 2-base muta. Like, this has to be, I would imagine, like a Roach Ravager Ling all in. But we'll see. Like, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We'll see what Rex has been cooking. Let's go. Let him cook, Pappy. Let him cook. The drone moves out. Oh, is he saturating? Uh-oh. Rex, he's leading the probe. He does lead the worker here to the ninja base. So with that, Lemon, he didn't even know to check. He was just blocking the base, but no, he will chase. And Lemon, he will scout, he will confirm. This is going to be awkward. This is going to be awkward here. So Rex, he no longer has a surprise factor. Now Lemon, his priority is to punish, is to try to break this location, to break this gas geyser. Ay, ay, ay. And here comes the Zealot already. Zealot's moving out. Zerglings are on the way. Queen at the ninja base. At the proxy. At the high yield gas base. True, we have the Zelnaga. We have the Zelnaga right next to it. True. Yeah, there's a Roach one. As we mentioned, like a Roach Rush makes the most sense. So Roach one's on the way. Question becomes, can Rex maintain that gas income? Because here come the Adepts. Come the Adepts. There's a Queen back at home. Lemon has options. Lemon, he avoids the high yield gas gadget. He's going for the main. He's going to be spotted. He's spotted, but doesn't matter. Again, there is 0-0 leads to defend. Lemon making his way in. Does head for the main. Lings, they slipped in. They were able to confirm the Stargate. Adept will commit. Oh, and drone's going to be going down. He gets one drone so far. He gets one. Oh, nice. Oh, very nice drone drilling. Okay, Rex. I see you. Nice drone drilling. Link speed is on the way. Now, again, as I mentioned before, this, in my mind, should be Ravager Link. Yeah, there we go. Ravagers are morphing in. Link speed is on the way for the Ravager Link all in. What is it to defend? Void Ray. No Oracle. So Void Ray here, Shield Battery as well. Void Ray is going to be more ideal as it's not energy based. So defensively is going to be what Lemon needs. But the Ravagers have arrived and he's here to knock down that front door. We'll see if he can. Oh. Does land a vial. Once again forcing his way into the base. Has to make room for the Lings though. We have Voids are being pulled. Voids are being pulled. One Ravager's going to be targeted down. The vials, they don't connect. They do not connect. Yeah, a little bit misplaced. And Lemon, he's holding. Lemon, he's holding on. The Void Ray is all he needs. He tanks some shots. Focus down every single Ravager. Lings a flood in. He gets 11 probe kills, which is good, but he needs more. He needs more than that. He needs to break the Protoss. And 11 probe kills is not good enough. Yeah, shield batteries are on the way. The Void Ray will clean this up. There's no more Ravagers. There's no way to break in. And Rex, he's running out of steam. He's running out of steam. GG gets called. And Lemon, he will take a 2-0 lead in the qualifying match. Whew, GG. He will take a lead here. And again, Rex, he... Rex, I mean, I really like the build, don't get me wrong. Unfortunately, because of the early scouts, it meant that Lemon could react with a Void Ray, right? There was no room for error there. There was no doubt in Lemon's mind as to what was going on, and the Void Ray was exactly what he needed. Again, he did prioritize focusing down those Ravagers. Without the Ravagers, there was no backbone to the army of Rex. There was nothing else there, so that was a very relatively clean defense. Relatively clean defense there by Lemon. Got very well handled. We get into our next game. I keep forgetting that I have to make the lobby. I do apologize. I just want to talk about StarCraft. Okay. So we're getting into our next game. Here we go, as we're getting into game number 3 here. Again, Lemon has a very strong lead here in the series. I did mention earlier that Lemon, he is the strongest player in all of Taiwan, and I was curious to see how Rex would compare. Rex having a bit of a harder time so far, but now it's time for the comeback. Now we're on match point. If there's any time to make that comeback a reality, it's here and now. The pressure is on. Let's go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the Taiwanese Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Offside Esports. It is Rex. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, bottom left-hand corner, we have the Taiwanese Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss, leading the series 2-0, one game away from qualifying for the closed qualifier. It is Lemon. See in the chats. He played the last Ghost of Power ranking. I was hoping to see him again. I didn't know he was playing the power rankings for Born Gosu. It's good to hear they're still playing somewhat. But yes, apparently he's playing AoE 4. Apparently. You know who we need to message actually? Someone who is playing StarCraft 2 is Ender. Ender's been playing a lot of SC2. I don't know if he's aware of these qualifiers, but I'll try to remember to message Ender before the next qualifier. Because there are two. For those who are curious, there are 2 open qualifiers. So I will try to reach out to Ender. I'll reach out to Oreo. We can get Oreo in. We can. Oh, the boys. Message the Demi. Quantel. Quantel's been playing recently. Those who know, he's the Indonesian player. Indonesian Protoss. Who else we need to get in? Who am I missing? Jackie? Lamjoy? Where's Lamjoy? Why is he not on the brackets? We'll get him in. We'll get him in. As for now, we are just going to be joining, going to be saturating. Again, so far, standard open out of Rex. Last game, we saw a crazy build going for the proxy, but this time, no proxy, no ninja base. This time, just the unnatural natural out of Rex. We go. So now 11 does poke out. Stargate opening into Oracle. There's no need for a Void Ray this time. There's no crazy all-in happening. Nothing crazy. As once again with double adepts. Can watch our drones. Moves in. This time nice zoning here out of Rex. Doesn't lose any workers. Let's go. Cleaner defense. Lemon does pull away. Rex behind this droning. Saturating. So far so good. You know, we go for a split push this time, so Oracle towards the main, Adepts towards the third. Queens are ready, the Spore is not. Yeah, Spore not quite. Getting 2 drone kills so far. Adepts a shade into the third, they shade into the mineral line, getting another 4 drones. Yeah, 4 in total, doesn't quite get 5. I'd say it's decent damage for Lemon, it's okay. 4 drones for 2 Adepts. From the side of Rex, at least he did deal some hull damage to the Oracle. Speaking of, Oracle. Gonna be forced back. You know, Twilight Council follow-up. Gateways are being turned down. This is, I believe, an earlier Twilight Council than we used to, so this might not be Blink, this might be Glaives. That is a viable option. But the gateways are a little bit late. Let's see. Do we go for the Forge? Do we go for Blink? Or it's Blink. So there's a later Forge. So a little bit of a later Forge here out of Lemon, but Blink is on the way. Standard follow-up. Early Eva Chamber out of Rex, going into +1 melee. Going into +1. 4th base on the way. And Lemon, instead of being aggressive and moving out, I mean, I'm sure he still will, but we're taking up a lot faster into a Templar Archives. Really fast storm. I mean, again, we only have 2. This is the army. 2 Stalkers. 2 Stalkers, 1 Adept, and bam, Storm is on the way. Or Templar Archives, at least. So really greedy play here by Lemon. Very greedy. And this is going to be a much earlier storm timing. Rex still just taking bases. He's investing into Lings, of course, to deal with the Stalkers. Stalkers that aren't coming, by the way. Like, again, the Stalker count is very low. Lemon has been intentionally skipping warp-ins. Oh. That is Overlord speed, though. Okay. Overlord speed is on the way. That is a rare sight. You typically do not see Overlord speed unless we're going for a German taxi. The Queens are amassing. We're setting up for an all-in. Or are we? Never mind, we're injecting for now. But my eyes are on these Queens. We're building on more roaches yet, building on more Lings. You can see no saturation at the 4th base. Lemon confirms. No drones. Does confirm 0 drones. Fleet Beacon? He responds to the... He's crazy. He responds to the Fleet Beacon. Right now we need warpins, we need gateways, we need shield battery, stack defense. This is an all-in. Again, 0 drones, and here it comes. We have drop lords on the way. Again, that should be for the Queens, I would imagine. Lings, they threaten to dive. Here we go. Drop lords are getting ready. Queens are building up. Rex is not droning. And we're going for a Ling drop. Okay, so it looks like a Ling drop towards the left-hand side. The Queens through the center. Not going to be too many Zerglings, as the Stasis Trap did connect. This will delay the all-in. This is giving Lemon more time. He's building up and throwing down more more Stasis Traps, more shield batteries. There we go. Drop into the main. The main army towards the natural. That's a lot of Stasis Traps, though, and a lot of storms. Remember, Lemon, he got into Storm really early. Storm, it's been done for quite some time. Queens drop in. Storm doesn't quite connect. A better Storm towards the end. High Templar, they're going to be zoned away. They are zoned away. Ravagers are falling. Ling drop into the main, but there is Zealous to defend. There's a cannon as well. Lemony shuts us down. Lemony shuts us down. He has plenty of storms. He has cannons. He's fine. And Rex is running out of steam. Oh, can he break down the front door? Not quite. Nice control there by Lemon. He does pull away, avoids the vials. Queens are being forced back. The slow lots are coming in. The slow lots. And now Rex, now he's droning. Now he's droning, but these are late workers. Likewise, taking gases, going for Aspire, going into mutas. A little bit desperate there by Rex. We'll see what he can get done. Going for the Spire. Likewise, we're going for another drop here. Actually, we're racing back home. We're racing the Queens back home. Oh, he gets away with the Fleet Beacon. Oh, no. Oh, that's the worst part. Lemon, he defended with the Fleet Beacon. Now we have the Mothership on the way. Tempest on the way. 4th base. It's up and running. Ay, ay, ay. Lemon is miles ahead. And Rex, he has to double down. He's down to 57 workers. Knocks down the gateway. Lings, they flood in. Lings, they flood into the main. But again, this main army from Lemon cannot be dealt with. Like, there's no answer. There's no answer to this kind of army. There's how many High Templar? 6? 6 High Templar, at least 6 Storms. Massive amount of Zealot, massive amount of Stalker. Rex back at home. There's no Lurkers. There's no Banelings. There's minimal Roach Ravager. It's mainly Zergling. Rex, he was backing up for mutas, and mutas, they will not help against this. There we go. Muta production has begun. Back at home, there's still stack defense in the mineral lines. There's still cannons, shield batteries. Mutas are going to be the attempted answer. And we can maybe base trade. Oh god, the Mothership is revealed. There's a Mothership back. As Lemon, he's moving out. Lemon, he breaks out. Oh, Rocks. They don't quite catch anything. Yeah, not quite. Last mutas are revealed, but again, there are just plenty of storms. There's so many storms. The umbrella, it's gonna do nothing. It will do nothing. And again, mutas are designed to harass and not designed to engage. Like, they cannot engage into this army. The mutas are just so fragile. Here we go, mass cloak, storm on the mutas. Storm on everything. The Mutas, the Roaches, the Lings, the GG gets called, and Lemon will claim the series 3-0, qualifying for the EWC Closed Asia Qualifier. GG. Whew. GG, well played, Lemon. He will make it through. He will take down Rex 3-0. Shout out to Rex for making it this far, for making it into the qualifying match, but Lemon will advance on into the closed qualifier. Bearing in mind that you still have to go through the closed qualifier to make it into EWC, but Lemon is one step closer. And to be fair, Lemon is one of those players that we expected to make it through. Like Lemon, he is the strongest Protoss player in the region, or in the Taiwanese region, at least in Taiwan. In the absence of Haas, in the absence of Nice, Lemon has risen through the ranks, and he does make it through. GG. GG, well played. And the question becomes, do we have any other matches ahead of us? What's been going on when it comes to the rest of the bracket? Ooh, we have some updates here. Okay. Let us switch over. Let us switch our scenes over and catch up on the brackets. Here we go. From the top,